Hello. So, I've been in the school system since 2007. And what I realized in the 17 or 18 years since I've entered the school system is that it's really not about education so much as it is about training workers. But more than that, it's a business. It's a business designed on certain people making profit off your supposed education. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't be educated, because that's completely retarded. I mean, you'll get anywhere not knowing nothing. But this is just to say that the current education system that we have in the U.S. is deeply flawed. Or maybe not flawed. It's working as it's intended to, which is to work against us. Now, the only thing I would say that is consistent about school between kindergarten and college is the scheduling, which is that you show up early, you take certain classes, you get a break, you take more classes, you go home, you do homework, and then you sleep, or do whatever else. But the thing that I realized is that that's really what the backbone of the system. It's not the education part. And I say that because when I was writing the it's not really a script, but I guess it's kind of a script. Anyway, when I was writing down my script for this video, I realized that I don't really remember much of what I've learned through the years. And it's normal not to remember. It's normal not to remember everything that you learn in school, but I would think after 18 years of learning that I would have retained more than I have. And I felt like this for a long time, maybe since middle school, that I was being scammed out of something. I don't think I'm the only one that's felt like that. More so than that, what I realized is that the education system here in the U.S. is not designed for you to learn. It's more so designed that break you down into the system, so you can keep contributing to whatever archaic rules that are in place to keep the system running. Now, obviously, I think most people now, young people like me, are waking up to that the schools in America at least, aren't made for anything but conditioning. But I think it's when you get to college that you realize just how fraudulent the school system is in America. At least in America. I don't know what it's like in Japan or wherever else. But anyway, back to American colleges. College isn't free in the U.S. I think everybody at some point learns this. And it's not only is it not free, but it's incredibly expensive. Which means that you could have to either take out loans or rely on family to help you, or if you're academically gifted, you get scholarships and grants to help you out with those things. But now, because of AI, that's pretty much been made completely useless. I'm getting the history degree. I should be graduating this year. But now with AI, obviously, I imagine my job, the degree that I've wasted 4 years of my life on for, is pretty much useless now. So, which is great. Now I get to say that I worked hard for absolutely nothing. Anyway, that's that. Anyway, that alone, the tuition isn't even the bulk of. Not that that's not the bulk, but it's not the only thing that you waste your money on, because obviously there's things like textbooks, and if you're gonna be living at the college, you're gonna have to pay for dorms. Of course, to make you pay even if you don't get in, with the applications that you need to apply to these schools, and of course SATs and all that too. And depending on the school you go to, the money it drastically increases. I feel like when you go to a local school, it's not, you don't really have to pay as much. But if you're going to somewhere like Harvard or Yale, it's ridiculously expensive. So of course, only the top students are going there. But if your parents are rich enough, if they can afford to donate a building, you can get in just fine. Which is the point of my problem with the education system, which is that it's not based on knowledge at all, but money. How much you can spend on the system to keep it running. If you spend, like, say $7,000 per semester, it's not nearly enough to keep the entire system running. But if you could donate a building, if you're going to spend important amounts of tuition, the system works just fine the way it needs to, and that's all that matters. Because the teachers don't care; they're getting paid anyway, and most of the professors don't even want to be there. It's just the paycheck that they need. If you've been to college, you understand that. And it's not to say that all the professors are terrible, but enough of them are that you would get to realize that a lot of these people, it's just a paycheck. It really just points out to you that it's just what the system is. It's to pump out good workers and maintain the status quo. So, the last part here of my script was solutions. And there really isn't a solution that I can think of beyond just tearing it down. Because that seems to be the only option. Because the system works perfectly. It's been running for, I guess, 60 years now, and no one started questioning it until now. So I say it worked fine. Nobody's making any changes. Nobody's working to improve the system. So, if you really want education or something to get out of the school system, you need to tear down the system anyway. That's really all you can do, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm just one person. And knowing America, it'll probably just let that pass too, like everything else that happens here. Because nobody really cares about these things. They'll just say they do and move on to whatever the fuck else is going on. So, yeah. See ya.